Welcome to the Bollocks News, where we cover all sorts of political crap. We'll be covering everything from the elections to whatever else is going on in the world.
Flora, quiet! Having good flora and fauna in our accessible to all Americans here in the heartland. The US of A is such a vast, expansive land. We have a lot of our own resources. We don't need to worry about other Argentinian beef and stuff like that. So for agriculture, it's the lifeblood of our heartland. You know, I'm putting Commissioner Sid Miller nominated in charge because we need common sense back in the soil of our nations. Real food for real Americans, simple as that. Ladies and gentlemen, Department of Agriculture nominee, Mr. Sid Miller. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Americans, I cannot think about anyone better than the great Miss Hillary Clough. You see, I know this is a heavy hitting one, but you see, in my opinion, entertainment has lost its soul. Hillary Clough is the correction that we need. We're trading the manufactured for the authentic, returning to the rhythm of our own heritage, I think, is what we need. So yeah, I will gladly pick, undoubtedly, unequivocally, Miss Hillary Clough as Director of the Fine Arts and Entertainment of the United States of America. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Hillary Clough.
Onto our podiums, taking our spots in the pool, taking our scholarships, our opportunity.
Yeah, look, that's bullshit.
Yes, to lie. Asking
Even
us to
the cat.
That innate, inherent feeling, need really to cover yourself when a man walks into your locker room and starts undressing. That's asking us to lie. And I was done waiting for someone else to speak up for us. I was waiting for a coach. I was waiting for some other swimmer. I was waiting for someone within the NCAA, a parent, someone with political power, someone who was supposed to be protecting us to protect us.
But it had to be her.
And then it hit me in that moment on the podium. I swear I remember it. It hit me. If we aren't willing to stick up for this ourselves, we as women, we as female athletes, if we're not willing to stick up for this ourselves, we can expect someone else to stick up for us. This has to come.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Department of... It's not a ministry, but a mirror. Okay? Beau is there to ask the why, when everyone else is shouting the what. Perspective is our greatest weapon. This guy is utterly amazing. It is my great privilege, once again, Mr. Beau from Run, Don't Walk.
Since the president took office last year, his reckless trade policies have forced American families to pay more than $700 each in tariff costs.
The Senator, you can trust the Democrats. They would never lie to you for political gain.
Rural health clinics in Virginia and across the country.
I really didn't want to talk about the size of how tiny your dick is.
What?
You never see it. Where your family come from?
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Where's yours? My parents were born here.
No white people were born here, you dumb fuck.
Oh, really?
Why people in the modern day?
I was born here.
Cultures don't come. There's no white culture that comes.
I came out of the womb here in the United States.
have sovereignty if you don't have border security. So that makes sense too, but there's shit going on in our own backyard already. We need somebody who ain't gonna be timid about it and who's gonna come on, people. Seriously, do I even have to say it, please? You gotta run faster than that, bro. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my great privilege now to nominate Decoy as our forefront, our shield for information and defense for Homeland alerts. Decoy.
Burpees for breakfast. Burpees for breakfast. Burpees for breakfast. Who wants them?
Ladies and gentlemen, our Secretary of War is an absolute winner. Everybody knows that. Who we need at the helm? Our new Department of War for 2028. It is my great, humble privilege to nominate Mr. Jocko Willink for the Department of War. We don't play defense. With Jocko, there is only extreme ownership. If you're a threat to this nation, you've already lost, guys.
Into a leadership position, and we're going to train you how to lead. You've got someone 100%. Right now making a decision in a basement, and that
sucks. I like it. I like it. When something sucks, good. Good. It's gonna make me tougher, and it's gonna make us stronger.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, aside from the Commander-in-Chief, this is the guy who I'm the most intimidated to even present. But I can't think of anyone better. At the Treasury, the Department of Treasury, okay, the math has to work. It has to. Patrick Bet David doesn't just manage money, he builds empires. It's time we ran the economy like we want to win, okay? When our current president is no longer president, we need someone who has got that mogul persona. And I can't, ladies and gentlemen, for the Department of Treasury, I nominate Mr. Patrick Bet David. And now for a brief commercial break. Is you a man? Oh, is you a If you's a man, wow, you got a stash. And if you got a stash, you need the Zeus K12 ergonomic full glide cottonwood comb. Because you see, a man with style is a man with class, and a man with class is a man that gets to make his bed go at night. You feel me? So, if you got a stash, if you's a man, take my word for it. Go with the Zeus K12. It's portable, slim. It's for men that don't explain themselves. The all-new Zeus K12.
It's time for a quick little courtroom analysis. This judge right here, ladies and gentlemen, is old school. I don't know if you can tell or not. Not an electronic device on his desk. Everything's in paper, even the calendar. That lamp right there comes from 1912. It used to be polished by children during the Great Depression for a half a loaf of bread. Rumor has it, though, with the inmates in the cell block, every time the judge sips his blue mug with the scales of justice, you're gonna be looking at least 5 to 10 years. I don't know if it's true or not, but one thing I do know is true. Definitely some old school trim work here. Balignum vital, also known as ironwood, is a national tree of the Bahamas and is known for its high oil content. Welcome back, everybody, to another shocking, enthralling episode of Lockdown 23-1.
Let's kick things off with the global intelligence assets. Ladies and gentlemen, at the Department of State, Dr. Steve Turley.
As rife with negativity as it is with woke leftist secularism. And I have to admit, I used to watch this and was...
Diplomacy should be about preserving sovereignty and understanding the global shift towards tradition. He is the scholar for a multipolar world.
Frankly, they don't even know what they're talking about. Because President Trump was elected with a mandate from the Americans. Briefing's not good enough for you, Jackie? John, do you believe that he would release that to embarrass the administration ahead of the worldwide threat? Jennifer, go ahead. Two different things. Foreign terrorists, illegal immigrant criminals. Two different things, two different definitions. You should let them on Christians. To the woman in the purple, because I saw you were making a face at my previous answer. So, what's going on?
By the email.
Nobody was caught off guard.
The cabinet secretaries and others have said that they were not aware that this was happening.
I would reject.
We are gathered here in the world's most famous briefing room for a championship handoff. Tenure has ended, and a new era of unapologetic truth begins.
With millions of views and zero patience for nonsense. She is the firebrand of the frontier, the reigning defender of the president's decrees, the woman who turns Q&A into B and P. She is not here to take questions, she is here to apparently educate you of basic American history and policy, and then take your stupid question. Proudly representing the 2028 administration, introducing the new, the mighty, the merciless Tomi Lahren.
All right, my fellow Americans, ladies and gentlemen, delegates, people, fake news. Yeah, I say, hey, yeah, I know. I ask China. Why don't you ask China? Look, it is time to nominate. So, with all of that being said, I couldn't think of anyone to continually secure the first officer position of our glorious nation. Okay, delegates, fellow patriots, and citizens across this great 2028 presidential nominee, should he be willing to accept.
For veteran Vice President J.D. Vance. J.D. Where's J.D.? What the hell happened to J.D.? Because he was just in, he must have gotten a call from China. He's over here.
So this is Atlas. I found out on the internet a few weeks ago that he's actually a rented dog that was given to me by the campaign to make.
You know, they told us that we were divided, which is true. They told us we couldn't agree on what means to be an American. But someone honestly has proved them wrong for quite some time. He spoke to the heart of the American worker, the American parent, the American believer. In 2028, we don't just want a leader. We want a president who knows that the strength of a nation is found in the character of its people. We want a man who can lead with his heart, speaks with his gut and fights with his soul. And I will tell you this with the most as honest as I can. The past is clear. The mission is set and the man is ready. I proudly nominate the next president of these United States of America, Mr. Brandon Tatum.
The Courtesy!
So cool. Is that really Tyrone? What happened to him? You don't have to be this way. There's always another option. Let me show you.